On today's episode of Two Sushi Rolls podcast, we talk about a proposal gone wrong.
Also, Ethan from H3 Podcast calls out the K-pop community.
Then we dive into how famous YouTube personality Onision is fighting allegations of grooming minors for sex. Then we're going to tone down and we're going to talk about how some people are putting tiny cowboy hats on pigeons in Las Vegas. All that and more on today's episode of Two Sushi Rolls podcast.
I jumpstart my whip with a 9 battery, jack off to the radio, flip bop and flip a friend relationship to fellatio, renege on purpose, preferably on the first hand, prank the feds on your cell phone, flag down the Ray-Ban, drop your old lady off at your side piece crib, I delete all your Facebook friends, Craigslist your rims, and ram your crib, I vote for Trump twice. Bill Cosby, your baby mama. Larry Nassar, your wife. Show friends of the quote where you work at. I caught Jack, the traffic cop, pulled up at the loud spot. Cops toted up in the Brickfield parking lot. Tell the police I knew y'all. Rob a bank in your U-Haul. Start a fire in your mama house. Go outside, shut the water off. Spray your kids with Lysol. Climb a pole, cut your lights off. Use your credit card, rent a car, cut the roof off. Just to goof off like a goofball. Could've hit your old lady, but you say my dick was too tall. So I told the broad, you damn right. Kareem will do with your ball. Now everything you think a nigga say yeah to, I'm like, nigga, hell no. I cut your toenails off, scrub them shits with alcohol, play the wrong Powerball, feed your dog candy bars, wake you up from a coma, tell you that today tomorrow. I exercise distortion, try to support abortion, lie about some shit I already lied about, blow shit out of proportion, stab up your mailman, urinate in your garbage can, send a fuck ISIS letter from your house to Afghanistan, have your job blown up, talk to your kids like grown-ups, unplug your light support, now let me charge my phone up, smoke all your loud up, replace it with some dirt weed, call your bitch a chicken head, hit her ass with bird seeds, fill your car with kerosene, wash it down with gasoline, then I take a smoke break on the hoodie taking selfies, I friend request your dead homie, go to court with a heater on me, shoot a nigga in front of the White House, switch your Visine with white out, strip your aluminum side and trade your Bentley in for a Maggie, keep your house keys as a hope witness, shoot up your house on Christmas, put Crisco in your motor, look at your daughter like she older, I intercept your renter center, hop through in your TV dinner, pregnate your mistress, then tell your wife you cheating, I be dick consulting her down when unauthorized skeeting, I give your kids a beating, drop them off at the trap house, show them what the trap out, tell them don't leave till the sack out, too late to back out, when they talk bullshit don't make shit, nigga fuck all that fake shit, fuck school, drop out, fuck license and registration, my nigga hop the fuck out, with 2 motherfucking Glocks out, yelling out nigga fat mouth, nigga fuck what they talking about, I hit the pussy and I climb out, have your whole house knocked down, while your kids standing in time out, slap bout your blind uncle, call his ass a retard, throw all your food away, right along with your bridge card, say fuck your social security card, hey your birth certificate, fuck it, I put it on the black market, and your last blunt sparking, I use your little kids for targets, and I finesse your little boy out of his PlayStation, have his dumb ass blowing on the Nintendo cartridge, have your grandkids selling weed from their lemonade stand, be disrespectful pickup, snatching money out their hands, it's like taking candy from a baby on his 2nd birthday, blindfolded, riding down the one-way, drinking and driving in the worst way, I take make slash birthday every day, matter of fact, I'm gonna go to your mama job, say fuck it, snatch her motherfucking shit on payday, now I put your grandma her medicine on layaway, and wait, till she down there blue in the face and put her old ass on trailway.
Bitch.
School. Worst case scenario.
My destiny's a felony. I don't need
6
no
up,
friend.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Two Sushi Rolls podcast. We are back for episode 30. I am now 30. This is your host, George E. And I am here with my lovely co-host and wife, as always,
Leslie E.
And we got a pretty cool show for you guys today. It's been a while.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time. But we're back. We're not going to dive into that just yet. As we told you guys, today's episode, we got a few things lined up. You know, we got everything from, proposal gone wrong.
To the H3 podcast and called out.
Yeah, the hashtag cancel party, H3 podcast cancel party. And then we're going to dive into Onision, which is a YouTube personality. And then we're going to talk about pigeons with cowboy hats. Right?
That's my favorite part.
Well, before we dive into anything else, what do you think about the opening song for today?
That shit has me dying.
What do you think about it?
Did he really freestyle that? That's what I don't even know.
I mean, I don't know. Whether he freestyled it or not, he's at one point,
He at one point made up that genius.
It was genius. Why isn't he on a label?
Oh, I don't know.
It's like way better than anything that's out there right now. I would love to hear this. At least he's keeping it real,
Very real.
Funny. All right, tell us what you guys think about it. All right, well, today's first topic was proposal gone wrong. What we mean by that is I ended up finding a video of this guy. He's proposing, marriage to this girl, right? But somebody comes and ruins it.
And I have not seen this, so...
Right. Now, what would you do if somebody, ruined it? Like, if I was proposing to you, I mean, because it didn't go wrong with us. But if I was proposing to you and somebody ruined it for you...
It depends who ruined it.
I don't know.
And how did they ruin it?
Well, you want to take a look?
I'd be pretty mad. But...
Let's take a look. So I ended up seeing this just the other day, and I mean, I was laughing.
But you felt bad?
I didn't feel bad.
Oh, okay.
Nope, not at all. All right, let's get to it. Let's see.
Oh.
Here, let me reset that video for you. Hang on a second. Let me
no.
Let me reset it for you. You ready?
Play that.
Oh. What do you think about that?
Oh, for the listeners, I don't know who this is, but this guy gets down on his one knee, and this other girl just trips behind him and eats shit.
And eats complete shit.
Eats complete shit. Oh.
Like, she completely took... Like, she took
the whole life.
The whole moment away. But here's my point, all right? Now, I've analyzed this video plenty of times, right? But she falls on her left knee directly, right? And if you listen closely...
You hear that?
This girl looks like she's at least 350.
Yeah.
Between 300 pounds and 350 pounds.
Yes.
This girl falls with 350 pounds directly on one kneecap. Okay? Your kneecap is not made to handle this. So just bear with me here, all right? And just listen to the moment of impact, okay?
Oh, so big.
And I'm going to raise it up so the listeners could hear. Ooh, you hear that? Listen to that. Yeah, listen to this. Boom. Boom.
Oh,
You hear that? Opa! You hear that snap.
her freaking knee popped.
Now, here's the thing, all right? For anybody who doesn't know much about, knee injury, once your knee's fucked, that's the rest of your life.
Yeah, you really can't go back.
Yeah, you're going to be dealing on and off with
Knee pain
for the rest of your life. For, the rest of your life.
Yeah.
So, somewhere or another, this girl learned her lesson. She's going to forever remember this. Just as much as they're always going to remember how she ruined it, she's also going to remember.
I bet, oh my God. How do you think she's feeling right now? Both people.
I bet you right now she's...
Oh.
Right there.
Look at him. Look. That dude's looking at her like, are you for real?
Are you for real? Yeah. Look, hang on. Let's bring it back one more time. Let's bring it... Opa! I've never heard a Mexican say that, because they're Mexican.
Clearly.
I could tell a Mexican a mile away, being as I am a Mexican. But I've never heard a Mexican go, Opa! It sounds Italian, no?
But in that, it's like a whole other race popped out. They didn't know what to say.
Mexican dude marrying an Italian girl. Opa!
Oh my God. And they just kind of be like, all right, ignoring her crying in the corner now.
She laughed it off, but I'm telling you, her knee's gonna swell up the size of a cantaloupe.
Yeah, she was in urgent care the next day. That's for sure.
Same day. All right, here. So what do you think about that?
The second hand that I feel from that. Oh my God. That's awful. When you said ruined it, I thought you were like trying to bait me into like, oh, it's ends up being a little kid and you'd get mad at a little kid. But nah, I'd be mad as
No. It was a full grown woman.
Yeah, no. I mean, I get what she's trying to do. She's trying to move out of the way to get a better angle. You know, for the picture, the recording. That's clearly in her face what she was trying to do, which is why I feel so bad. I feel so bad for this whole situation.
If you guys see me looking blankly over here past the camera, it's because I'm setting up videos for the next one. I just realized that
and
too.
He's missing a part of his soul.
I'm like staring like this. What is? Oh man! All right, so that was the video that I wanted to show you. I'm like, man, this girl definitely completely ruined that proposal. But
that whole video,
350 pounds. That
on that
one knee.
Oh man, there's so many aspects of that like 3-second video.
And honestly, I mean that's my open tabs for the week right there. That's my open tabs for the week.
I mean, we shouldn't even be saying this, poor girl.
That's my open tab segment for the week. But we wanted to also talk about. Well, go ahead. Why don't you introduce the story on H3?
Okay, so I follow H3 on Twitter or whatever, right? And out of nowhere, I see hashtag H3 is over party on Twitter. And it wasn't even from them. It was just some random person. And, you know, at first I thought it was like, what did he say this time? You know, because he's already had that.
Yeah, he's always saying things that are pissing people off regardless, yeah.
And then I saw like people bashing him on a tweet. And it would have like 60K likes. I was like, ooh, people are really hating him.
He was number 5 trending on Twitter, right?
Yeah. Like, people were hating him more than what he said about the fake influencer.
Yeah, and we heard about it. And I even told you, I'm like, I don't know what he said. You asked me, you're like, what did he say? And I was like, I don't know what he said. But we were like 2 episodes behind.
Yeah. I just didn't understand what he could have possibly said, right? I even looked at his YouTube, like his main one.
Uh-huh.
Nothing.
Well, I have the clip pulled up here for you if you want to see.
Yeah, let's see. Because I don't think I think I've seen like a 3-second.
All right, well, let me give the viewers a little bit of content. So, like she said, you know, Ethan from H3 Podcast and H3H3 Productions on YouTube, he was number 5 trending on Twitter. You know, he had said something that pissed off the whole K-pop community. And, you know, I didn't know what it was, but I got the clip right here. And you guys be the judge. You guys tell us if he said anything. I really don't think he said anything bad. I think he was...
I mean, out of his I understand if you don't know who he is and you see this video, you're going to probably be like, oh, he's racist or something.
No, I mean, he was just expressing himself. He's not a fan of K-pop. He doesn't have to be, you know? All right. Well,
let's see.
Here's the clip.
I'll sit in silence. BTS? I don't get the BTS thing. I'm just going to say it right now. I don't like K-pop. I hate K-pop. I don't get BTS.
K-pop?
They look like they're just a bunch of... How did this become a thing in Western culture where all these grown men and little girls are jerking off to little K-pop boys? It's like a little fetish. It's like a little twink gay fetish about these K-pop boys.
Does Ian have an insight on K-pop?
Ian, do you like K-pop? What do you think about BTS?
I mean, I don't like it, but it's just pop. I don't know. It's
just pop music.
You know,
but you like
F
pop.
tier, easy. I don't know. I don't like the kind of the blend they do of like hip hop and then like really not that interesting pop music. I don't know. It's not for me. But I see why people like it.
But do people like it ironically? Or?
No.
Because that's what I thought.
No. Dude, people are crazy on Twitter, the K-pop fans. It's so weird. All they do is post a GIF of their favorite like K-pop person dancing, and they go fucking crazy. Like, I'm pretty sure that somebody's going to try to assassinate me. Like, everybody's into this K-pop phenomenon. I don't know. It's like
I don't think it's everyone. Do you guys know?
Oh, how he described the dancing.
So what do you think about that? So
yeah, Stan Luna. I don't know how to say her name. I'm probably gonna get in trouble. They'll post a girl dancing. Have you never seen that?
I've
He's
never
so
seen
right.
any of this. I mean, I find,
going back to the what got him in trouble about, I guess people masturbate.
masturbating the little twink. Why don't you fucking say it?
I don't know why he said that, but that's what he does. He does a lot of
Well, he's a comedian to begin with, you know.
He just says things like that are just like they're gonna make people shocked. I don't know.
I mean, it's shock factor. I mean, even people who
and he was
like
just
even
fucking around.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm telling you.
Even our friends who listen to the show. I mean, you guys listen for the fucking fact that we say some pretty outrageous shit
Yeah,
sometimes.
we just
It's
fuck
shock
around.
factor. You know, Howard Stern made an entire empire off of shock content. You know,
Yeah.
he was a shock jock.
I
you know?
mean, I can understand. I find it funny because I know who he is. I know their whole podcast. And it's just, and then there's a tweet, I guess, from this person who's big in Korea. I don't know who they are, so I might sound like, I don't know, ignorant. They were like, just say it that you think Asians are inferior, right?
Yeah,
you saw that, right?
Yeah, I see
and
that.
like, just say it that, and it's clear he doesn't mean it like that.
No, of course he doesn't mean it like that, but people are going to swing it to however they want to because they're going to be offended, and they're like, this guy offended me, the best way to shut him up and for me to never hear what he says. Instead of what the real easy, which is just tune out.
Be like, oh, he's just fucking around.
Yeah, or just you don't like it, don't follow it, don't listen, don't watch, whatever. That's the easiest way. But these people take the time out of their day to be into this whole cancel culture, and it's like
K-pop fans take their entire life to this thing. So.
But you're talking about this isn't even a lot of fans. I guarantee you, it's like
a lot of it's like people who don't even know what's going on.
No, and I bet you it's like a lot of multiple fake accounts. Like I'm pretty sure there's a K-pop fan out there who's got like 5 Twitter accounts to 5 different K-pop
stands or whatever.
Yeah, stan accounts. I mean, it's the numbers. That's probably where they're coming from.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's popular. I'm in no way, shape, or form doubting it. I mean, there's a few songs that I've heard that I'm like, hey, that's pretty cool. I appreciate being on the radio. I have no issue with K-pop. Just to make that clear, I think it's fucking awesome.
Like every single, like anything that's popular on Twitter, in the replies, you will see a K-pop gif of them dancing. Like exactly what he fucking said.
Right.
And in the replies on everyone that's hating on him, they take a clip. He had Joji, and who else was on the podcast episode? It was Joji and someone else. I don't think it was Oliver Tree.
No. It was Joji and one of his friends. But yeah, he had said something about women naturally needing to be controlled. But I mean, they were drunk, and he wasn't.
It's just like he's fucking around. His wife clearly runs the whole shit. I mean, clearly, he loves the empire. He respects her. I just don't give. And people are like, "This is out of context," and they're like, "How?" And then they'll post a gif of them dancing, like Luna. Oh my god, I don't know how to say her name. It's Loona. You like Stan Luna? Was it Post Malone?
No, I'm trying to find that specific clip.
Joji.
No. Oh, right here. It's right here. All right. So here, let me play the clip for you guys. Hang on. Let me find it. Give me a second.
All right. He found their sushi trash. And Post Malone, that's who. I knew it was a singer.
Here, let me get the... Yeah, I guess it's Joji and Post Malone and Ela and him. All right, here you go.
Oh, some Bud Light.
Apes or whatever, right? Our Neanderthal cousins were probably just raping like crazy. So there's definitely something like in us to like conquer. Like
right.
So it's women are in a nature setting, like to be conquered.
I mean, it's so. I don't know. I don't know what to say because you know, as a girl, am I supposed to be mad? I just find it funny.
I mean, he's wrong. I'm pretty sure at the moment it was a thought, but I mean, there's been plenty of times where I've said particular, you know, sentences that in that moment they sound coherent. I like, but maybe it's me just not expressing what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, you just kind of say something, you blurt something out.
Yeah, it's a blurt. It doesn't like, you know, we've all blurted something out that we don't wholeheartedly believe in, and I think it was one of those moments.
Yeah.
Plus, they had a lot of drinking going on.
They were just fucking around. Guys being dudes plus Eli.
Plus Eli, yeah, one of the dudes. But yeah. One of the next people that I wanted to talk about is also a YouTube personality.
And he's not fucking around.
Yeah, not quite as H3, but at one point he was. That's what the disturbing part is that
he was top dog.
He used to be a top dog. He's one of the originals on YouTube. If you guys don't know who Onision is, I'm gonna play a clip for you guys to kind of remind you. You've probably seen it, maybe. God, maybe 10 years ago, maybe less. I'm not too sure.
How old am I?
Probably
more. It's more than 10 years ago.
It's probably been a little bit less than that. Not too crazy.
Oh, no.
Yeah, but...
Oh, no, yeah, it's been...
the accusations that have been flung against him for a while now has been that he's been taking in minors to his home in Washington. He lets them live with them. The crazy thing is that he's taking in... he's brought in people into his home who were as young as, I think they said, 14. And he wasn't having sex with the 14-year-olds, but he was having sex with the minors of 17 years old.
Right.
About 5 to 6 victims have come up and, you know, basically have said, like, yes, you know, this is what's been going on. And the craziest twist about this is the fact that Chris Hansen from Dateline NBC, you know, from
To Catch a
Predator,
that one
has a new YouTube channel. He's got an amazing YouTube presence that he's been starting off, and he's got a new channel called Have a Seat with Chris Hansen. All right. Now, they got Onision on this because he's interviewed all 5 of the victims. These range from ex-wives, you know,
babysitters,
girlfriends, stuff like that. The girlfriends were the babysitters. That's the crazy thing.
Yeah.
But those are the allegations. In the state of Washington, though, here's the thing: legal age of consent is 17. He was grooming the girls prior to them being 17 or 18. Some of the girls reported of being groomed from the age of 14, not only by Onision, but by his wife. They want to call her his husband because she's transgender. She's saying she identifies as a man now, but it's his fucking wife. I'm sorry, I'm going to be honest with you. It's his wife.
So back then, it was his wife.
It still is his wife. It's a female.
I have no idea about that.
Look, the point is his wife, okay, and him were grooming girls that were underage.
I didn't know he allegedly wasn't having sex with the 14-year-old.
No, he wasn't. The 14-year-old girl said that... No, he didn't have sex with him. He I don't want to say smart enough because it was a stupid plan to begin with.
It was planned out.
It was planned out to the point where he said, I'm going to wait till it's that legal age in the state of Washington, which is 17.
And so he did try to cover up because he knew what he was doing.
Exactly.
Or allegedly knew what he was doing.
Allegedly. But as Chris Hansen says, although he hasn't broken any, you know, laws in Washington saying, you know, that he's had sex with somebody who's of the age of the consent, the issue still lies in the fact that, you know, they were trading nudes. Not only with Onision, but with his wife, Kai.
Right. And
that's child pornography. Because now you're talking about a federal law where, you know, because this is being transmitted through text, email, or whatever. Now, they deny any allegations of, you know, grooming or, you know, any of that. But, I mean, the facts are just stacked up against them. Thick.
Yeah. I mean, the hours of videos that we've seen on him.
Yeah, which is
just endless.
It's endless. And I mean, everybody's talking about it. If you haven't heard about it, it's all over YouTube. I mean, there's hundreds of channels covering this whole thing.
Why don't we show a video of him so you guys know who he is? You probably do. I mean, there's like a 99% chance. that you know who he is.
I'm a banana. Or what? I'm a banana. What happened to your clothes? I'm a banana. I'm a banana. I'm a banana. I'm a banana. Look at me, man. Yeah. I'm a banana. I'm a banana. I'm a banana. Look at me, man. Banana power. Banana power. Banana power. Banana power. Banana power.
All right, I've had enough of him.
Yeah. I mean, watching this video makes me feel sick. It's just like, I don't want to see your face. You're fucked up.
Right. I'm gonna leave this up actually. All right, so
Oh my God.
so this is the guy who was grooming underage girls, and I mean his content for years used to be actually, you know, if it wasn't a funny skit, it was actually, you know,
Like mental health awareness?
mental health and stuff like that. He would help people through, you know, life issues, and that's how he drew in vulnerable girls.
He knew these girls had problems. And
Exactly. He knew they had problems. He knew that they were people who were going to be easily manipulated the way that he wanted to.
yeah, exactly.
And he succeeded. I mean, some of these girls, you know, were locked up in a basement, chained up until they admitted, allegedly, and you know, until, you know, they were a team player, so to speak, allegedly.
And that girl in that video, who is that girl? Sky.
That was his first wife.
Okay.
That was his first ever wife. She's not really involved with too much of this drama. She exited, stage left, the moment that she saw red flags in him, which
Right.
nobody else did. I mean, this guy literally was able to hook up with a Canadian pop star and completely ruin her career at one point.
That's how manipulative
That's how manipulative he is.
he is. And I mean, you used to be a fan of him, like, during these days.
Yeah, I used to be a fan of his. He had a lot of shock comedy as well, but, you know, at the same time, he wasn't causing any troubles. I mean, he used to be friends with Shane Dawson. And then as soon as that relationship wasn't turning out what he wanted, he turned on him as well. I mean, there's a lot of other YouTubers that he worked with that he kind of turned their back on him, such as like Sear, Shane Dawson, different people and stuff. But I mean, I did used to be a fan of his before all this crazy shit started to happen. But
And
I mean,
when did you stop being a fan? What made you be like? Because he stopped liking him before then.
Yeah, if I remember correctly, I think I stopped liking or even watching his content. Like, I think it was when he started to get with that. No. You know what? Wrong. I stopped watching his stuff when him and Shiloh were going through drama because it was too cringy. And if you guys look into this whole Onision thing, majority of the cringe came from like
And that's
him recording a girl having seizures.
And that was the pop star, right?
Yes, correct.
That was the pop star. Okay.
The Canadian pop star Shiloh.
And I
Yeah.
remember you showing me this like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
Before any of this came out, right?
And he would record her, yeah.
And he would be like, look what he used to do to his wife. And then at some point they got back together, but that was it. Like that video, like, yeah. And this was years ago. And you were like, yeah, he's so fucked up.
Yeah, well, ever since then, I stopped. Like, literally, since then is when I stopped watching him. And then he started to, like, be with other girls and all that kind of stuff. And I unsubscribed from his channels and all that. And then it wasn't even until, like, maybe like a year ago that I started seeing this guy on YouTube called Repsion, which, by the way, oh my God, that dude needs to get a better fucking hairstylist because his haircuts are all fucked up. Straight out of the book of
Who is this?
This kid on YouTube, Repsion, he's like one of the main kids who's covering this whole Onision drama.
Okay.
And I'm telling you, it looked like
Babe.
his haircut is straight textbook fuck my shit up fam. For real. But anyways, he was covering him for a while, and he was just talking shit. Like, he had, like, a channel that was just dedicated to talking shit. And I used to be, I'm like, man, what a fucking climber, right? Which is one of the reasons why I didn't even want to cover this story to begin with, especially, you know, in our episode back. I'm like, do I want to cover this? So many people are covering it. And I don't want to feel like a climber. Like, I don't want to use somebody's downfall in order to, you know. But it is something that is now being covered by, like, you know, Philip DeFranco. It's getting main coverage now.
Yeah.
You know, people are talking about it. And apparently, according to Chris Hansen, the FBI are now involved. So this is a topic.
This is for real.
This is for real. Shit's hitting the fan, and there's going to be escalation. So, I mean, we'll keep you guys posted. But as for Mr. Onision, he's donezo.
It's canceled
He's
party,
canceled.
but he's been canceled.
Onision's cancel party.
I mean,
indeed.
in his most recent videos, he is out of control. He's just out of control. It used to be mental health and
it's none of that anymore.
And it's just him pouring kombucha on him.
Yeah, it's him pouring kombucha. Oh, by the way, that whole him pouring kombucha on himself. He already had issues with his neighbors, by the way, because remember I had told you he kept damaging wetlands in his property?
Yeah, and his backyard.
Yeah,
or something.
he owns a house that is so huge. He has property. He has acres of property, but even though it's his land, it's still protected wetlands by the state.
Right.
So he can't just go out there, demolish it, and build up a gazebo or anything like that.
Yeah.
These are protected wetlands, right? Well, he's already been having issues because his neighbors noticed that he was cutting and destroying the wetlands. And he ended up, owing the state, hundreds and thousands of dollars on repairs to the wetlands. And apparently, when he did the video of him pouring kombucha, since he did it technically in his backyard, which are considered the wetlands, his neighbor saw the video online, called the state again, and put another complaint that he was putting a chemical liquid into state wetlands.
Damn.
So he has a new ticket for that. A new violation. For pouring kombucha on himself.
And he was screaming. It wasn't like he just poured it on himself.
Oh, he's having a complete meltdown.
He is having a meltdown.
Yeah. So if you guys go on Twitter, YouTube, and you guys check it out, this guy is, he's fucking fried. Everybody's talking about it, but
he's done his whole lifetime.
Yeah. We'll find out.
Unless but he's like a manipulator, so I don't even know if he cares.
But remember, these are all allegations. So
yeah. So it's
allegedly,
out there.
It's allegedly.
You can look on his Twitter yourself, though.
Yeah, but I'm not going to talk about him anymore. Let's move on to the next topic because I'm not covering this guy anymore. I want to move on to a peppier topic. I mentioned something about pigeons and cowboy hats. All right. So I ran into this article, right? Which sounds like it's not true, right?
Like an Onion article.
But it's not. It's from Fox 32 Chicago, my local. Here, hang on, let me. Here you go. Boom, right here.
Alrighty.
All right, it says someone is putting tiny cowboy hats on pigeons in Las Vegas as animal rescue work to remove them, right? And the article's even funnier, right? Because you're like, man, tiny cowboy hats, right? And it's so funny, right? Like they're literally they're wearing them. These pigeons are flying around with cowboy hats. Yeah. All right. It says someone in Las Vegas has been putting tiny cowboy hats on the heads of Las Vegas pigeons. And while you might be asking yourself why, one local onlooker has only one explanation: the rodeo's in town. This ain't his first rodeo, apparently. That's what Robert Lee told Storyful. First of all, his name is Robert Lee. So Southern. That's what Robert Lee told the Storyful when asked about the pigeons he recorded wearing miniature cowboy hats. All right, and then they quote him saying, "That's the only explanation I have," said Lee. I saw something red on the pigeon's head, and it looked down and at these awesome things. He said,
"What?
Yeah. Let me look again." Here's the funny part right here. All right. That local animal rescue and pigeon advocacy group known as Lofty Hopes.
There's a pigeon advocacy group?
There's a pigeon advocacy group known as Lofty Hopes. That's the name of this group. All right. Has serious concerns about the negative impacts that it could possibly have on these pigeons. What could possibly go wrong, right? I'll tell you what can go wrong. All right.
Oh my God, look at that.
That's what I'm saying. She's like, at first, I was like, oh my God, that's so cute. Then I was like, wait a minute. How could these hats get on there? Well, they use their hands, you know? They're not stupid.
Wait.
While the identity of the person putting on the hats on the pigeons still remains unknown, Hillman told KVVU her organization is on a mission to track down the birds and remove their hats.
Oh my God. Look at the hats.
Yeah, look at them.
Yeah.
Now, they said that they're worried about what the possible repercussions of this could be. And I'm going to tell you what the repercussions are going to be. All right? And they could be physical, though. In all reality, all joking aside. They could start writing songs about their pickup, heartbreak, Tennessee, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Shit, they could start spending all their money on fishing supplies. That's what happened to me.
Oh my God.
Lord knows it's true. But I just thought this was a funny story.
How did you find this?
Hey. I've told you already.
He just came up and was like, all right, babe, I got this article on pigeon hats. Well, what?
Well, what do you think about that, though?
I think that's cute. I'm curious on how they're going to take these hats off. We'll see how, and who is? The person's unknown. So who is this man?
I don't know.
Is it a group? Maybe it's an anti-pigeon activity group.
Let me see if I could, I'll save it for the next one. I was going to show you guys a really spicy meme, but we'll save it for the next episode. This episode didn't do too bad. They're not super long like what we were doing before. Those were murdering us. And we're not going to go into too much explanation on what's been the holdup, all right? You guys could actually go to Travel Photography Podcast with our friend Anthony. I actually did an episode with him where we talked a little bit. There's just been a lot of stuff going on in our lives, guys. Some legal, some just,
It's life.
It's life,
Life grabbed us by the neck.
But I kind of explained a little bit of it, so go listen to his podcast. Great friend of the show. Make sure you guys always check out his new episodes. He's always got something really cool, whether it's travel, photography, or just life.
He's a cool dude.
A really cool dude. Much love. Thank you for everybody for holding off on us.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. And like I said, I'm 30 now. So
oh, yeah.
We're in the future now, baby. We're in the future. All right, guys. Well, thank you for listening to another episode of Two Sushi Rolls Podcast. We'll see you in the next one.
Thank you.
Bye.